Hello everyone, it's Ryan from Xteam. Today we're making a review of episode 4 of The Last of Us HBO. Beware, there will be spoilers in this video. Let's begin. When Joel and Ellie took Bill's car, they were heading to Wyoming to meet Tommy. They stopped at a station to fill their car with petrol using siphon. Remember the gun Ellie took from Bill's in the last episode? She used it in this episode. We will know more about that later in this video. A lot of scenes came from the game with the same dialogue. At the beginning, there was the scene where she reads jokes to Joel from Will Livingston. The jokes were all from the game. Ellie in the game told these jokes. While they were on their way to Wyoming, the Dirty Magazine scene was the same, except the delivery in the show was a bit cringy. In the game, it was more natural, more believable. There was also this part. Look at Bella. She was like remembering the script. A good thing in this episode is that they added more details to the trip. There was this part where they stopped in the forest to sleep the night. This scene is a good addition. They took some of Bill's goodies, including a sleeping bag, a supply of food in which they ate some before sleeping, and a coffee for Joel. You know, Joel likes coffee, but in the game he couldn't afford it. There were some scenes in which he misses coffee because, it's the apocalypse and there is no use of coffee machines and such.
I really miss coffee.
However, in this show, Bill's goodies did that job. Let's continue. They slept the night in the forest with no zombies or people in the area. Ellie told a joke before that, but Joel wasn't in the mood. He wasn't a friend for Ellie, at least not for now. The next day, they continued on the road. They told us the story of how he and Tommy met Tess, and how Tommy met Marlene. They reached Kansas City on their way to Wyoming, and damn, the environment used in this episode, fallen leaves, cars everywhere, skeletons, it was amazing. It's the apocalypse and the environment is an essential part to make this series beautiful. They did a great job at that. Another scene from the game where they were ambushed in the city.
Stay down!
Ellie used her gun to save Joel. In the game, she didn't have a gun, but she used someone else's gun to save him.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Yeah, you sure did.
I feel sick.
And you just hang back like I told you to.
Well, you're glad I didn't, right?
I'm glad I didn't get my head blown off by a goddamn kid.
You know what? No. How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. You got anything like that for me, Joel?
We gotta get going.
Lead the way.
This scene was late game, by the way. In the show, Ellie used and got taught how to use a gun really early. I guess because the show is 9 or 10 episodes, they can put some scenes early so they can fit the other good scenes. The rebels that ambushed Joel and Ellie had some company. The whole city was held by those rebels. Guess what? We met Tommy's voice actor. He was with the rebels. It was awesome to include him. Their leader had some issues with someone called Henry, so she thought that Joel and Ellie were sent by Henry to kill her people. She ordered everyone to find every collaborator and kill them. Joel and Ellie decided to head for a tall building and hide in it. We now know that Joel is 56 years old, while in The Last of Us Part 1 he was 52.
Leave me ass. 56 years old, you little shit.
In The Last of Us Part 2 he became 56. They were going to sleep the night. This time, Ellie's bedtime jokes made Joel laugh. He was giggling and the bond between them increased. At the end, they woke up at midnight with two guys, probably not from the rebels, holding guns in Joel and Ellie's heads. The episode has ended. If you played The Last of Us Part 1, you'll know who these guys are. I know them, but I don't want to spoil episode 5 for you in this review, but it was a nice cliffhanger. Now I want to talk about a specific scene, the apology scene. When Joel apologizes to Ellie for letting her use a gun to save him while she was just a kid. This scene was heartbreaking, but Joel wouldn't apologize like that. He was so emotional. In the game, he just said it's either him or me.
All right. And just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
Joel lost his daughter, watched his neighbors turn to infected, and even lost Tess. This led him to lose his emotions, his feelings. He wouldn't express his soft-hearted soul, especially to a girl he barely knows. This scene wasn't bad, but I just want to point that out. The real Joel wouldn't do that. The episode was not very long, with a duration of 50 minutes, which makes it the shortest episode so far. But it was action-packed, it introduced new characters and side stories. It brought a lot of scenes from the game, which is cool. It was better than the last episode because it deals with the plot of the story and not the side story. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.